And happy Friday to everyone out there, or Thursday, but it feels like it's Friday because tomorrow is a day off for everyone because 4th of July is on Saturday, Independence Day. Happy 250th birthday to the United States a couple days early. And to everyone out there who is a freedom loving American, I hope you have a great 4th of July. But today we have some news to talk about, and it's interesting because one of the things that the ATF did was withdraw a rule that would allow easy checks instead of like paper copies of FFL stuff. But that's not what we're here to talk about. But just putting that out there so you guys know that is out there. The bigger news is a proposed rule that is going to be published on Monday, and I have it. So this is on Monday. This will be published, but here it is right here. Let me just go ahead and share this. Here it is right here. And what this does is changes part of the NFA process. When you go to submit an NFA application to make a suppressor or to SBR or a Form 4, which is a transfer, you have to do a couple of different things. One of the things you have to do is submit fingerprints, and another thing you have to do is provide passport photos. Now, that is changing if this rule gets put through. It's going to have to go through a comment period and everything. But what the ATF wants to do is to eliminate the pictures altogether. So, no more submitting of passport photos. And what you need to do is just a photo ID, which is a lot easier than having to go get pictures taken, blah, blah, blah. Um, And currently, you have to go and get what's called an EFT file or mail in a fingerprint. So, EFT file is an electronic fingerprint file, and you have to go to a certain place, get fingerprinted. They send you a file, and when you file your Form 1 or Form 4 or whatever, you have to submit those fingerprints. Now, what the ATF wants to do is change that for individuals, since it's federal law that you have to do that. Only like the first responsible person has to do it. Now, for trust, they want to eliminate it totally. So if you register your stuff under a trust, that means you will not have to submit any fingerprints whatsoever. So the whole fingerprint requirement for trust will be out the window. The ATF stated that only 1% of the time that they get these, that they actually send it to the FBI. The FBI requests it for a NICS check. So they're like, 99% of the time, we don't do anything with them. So why are we collecting them? All it does is increase the burden on not only the American gun owner, which is you and me, but it also increases the burden on the ATF because they have to store these things, they have to process these things, and by eliminating it, it should speed up the process. It'll make it a lot more simpler for you guys. So no more going out to Walgreens or wherever you go and getting the passport photos, and no more trying to track down a place to get EFT cards. We have to pay because it's also going to make it cheaper. All you need to do is scan your ID, send it into the ATF, and not even worry about fingerprint. If you're doing it through a trust, you don't have to worry about fingerprint cards anymore if this goes through. This will be this will be published on Monday. There is going to be a comment period, and it's a 90-day comment period. So what we know is all the anti-gunners are going to be submitting comments saying how bad this is, how this is going to cause the streets to run red with blood and stuff like that. But it really doesn't change anything because if you're going to be filling out a form, those fingerprints do nothing. Those passport photos do nothing. And if you read through this document, which I'm not going to read through, it basically says that. So it doesn't really do anything, because they're supposed to use those 2 by 2 photos to verify identifications. But if you're giving your ID anyway, that verifies your ID. The whole entire process is just convoluted. Um, so this just actually helps it out and speeds it up. Uh, this is one of the proposed rules. Um, there's other rules that are coming out that are also pro gun, but here it is. Let me just share this really quick here. So, uh, so the current process is for NFA individuals, 2 sets of fingerprints cards, and one 2 by 2 photos. Now, the proposed rule is going to eliminate that to 1 set of fingerprints. If it's a trust, none, unless they request it. And so that is a good thing. And you can copy or scan your photo ID instead of submitting fingerprints, not fingerprints, but the 2 by 2. So, and I talked to someone over there. I said, why don't eliminate the fingerprint cards for NFA individuals instead of just trust? And their answer was simple. There is a federal statute that says they have to. Um, but there are other rules coming out, and we will get some of those later. But this is a step in the right direction. Robert Leiter and Robert Sakata are the ones who came up with this. Robert Sakata is the director of the ATF. Robert Leiter is the chief counsel for the ATF, and they're both backing this 100%. Like I said, they would love to eliminate fingerprints for individuals, but they can't do that because of federal law. Now, federal law changes. I'm sure that they will do it, but right now they're going to eliminate it for trust, lower it down to only one for needed for an individual. So, like the first responsible person, and allow people to scan their IDs instead of submitting 2 by 2 pictures. This will be published on Monday, but I'm going to link this to you now. So if you guys want to take a look at it, it's right here, 90-day comment period. Then after the comments, well, okay, I'm so confused. The proposed rule is still show fingerprints. The proposed rule will be no fingerprints for trust. Fingerprints for individuals will be all you have to do is submit 1 copy instead of 2. The reason why they cannot get rid of it for individuals is because there's a federal statute that says you have to do that. For both trust and individuals, no more 2 by 2 photos. Just a scan of your card. So that- it's a good change, and it's as far as they can push it within federal law. So I have to see what happens here, but hopefully the NFA challenge cases win, and then we don't have to worry about this at all. All right, guys, that's it. Just wanted to make a quick video before I head out and tell you guys what is going on. We'll see if there's other breaking news coming up today. I think there might be. I'm not 100% positive, but I think there might be. But it's a good change. And I don't like giving the ATF credit, but you got to give them credit where credit is due, right? Which is crazy. All right, guys. I will see you guys later. Have a happy 4th if I don't talk to you before then, but I'm sure I probably will. And with that, we're out of here. Bye bye.